सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। अस्मद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरन्तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं। दुर्लभं त्रयमेवैतद् देवानुग्ररहेतुकं मनुष्यत्वं मुमुक्षुत्वं महापुरुषसंश्रयः लब्ध्वा कथञ्चिन्नरजन्म दुर्लभं तत्रापि पुंस्त्वं श्रुतिपारदर्शनं यस्त्वात्ममुक्त्यै न यतेतमूढधीः सह्यात्मः स्वं विनिहन्त्य सद्ग्रहात्। पठन्तु शास्त्राणि यजन्तु देवान् कुर्वन्तु कर्माणि भजन्तु देवताः। आत्मैक्यबोधेन विना विमुक्तिः न सिद्ध्यते ब्रह्मशतान्तरेऽपि। चित्तस्य शुद्धये कर्म न तु वस्तूपलब्धये। चित्तस्य शुद्धये कर्म न तु वस्तूपलब्धये। वस्तुसिद्धिर्विचारेण न किञ्चित् कर्म कोटिभिः। अतो विचारः कर्तव्यः जिज्ञासोरात्मवस्तुनः। समासाद्य सिन्धुं गुरुं ब्रह्मविदुत्तमम्। अधिकारिणामाशास्ते फलसिद्धिर्विशेषतः। उपाया देशकालाद्याः सन्त्यस्मिन् सहकारिणः। साधनान्यत्र चत्वारि कथितानि मनीषिभिः। येषु सत्स्वेव सन्निष्ठा यदभावेन सिद्ध्यति। आदौ नित्यानित्यवस्तुविवेकः परिगण्यते। इहामुत्र फलभोगविरागस्तदनन्तरम्। शमादिषट्कसम्पत्तिः मुमुक्षुत्वमिति स्फुटम्। ब्रह्मसत्यं जगन्मिथ्या इत्येवं रूपविनिश्चयः। सोऽयन्नित्यानित्यवस्तुविवेकः समुदाहृतः। तद्वैराग्यं जिहासाय दर्शनश्रवणादभिः। देहादिब्रह्मपर्यन्ते ह्यनित्ये भोगवस्तुनि। विरज्य विषयव्रातात् दोषदृष्ट्या मुहुर्मुहुः। स्वलक्ष्ये नियतावस्था मनसः शम उच्यते। विषयेभ्यः परावर्त्य स्थापनं स्वस्वगोलके स्थापनं स्वस्वगोलके उभयेषामिन्द्रियाणां सदमः परिकीर्तितः बाह्यानालम्बनं वृत्तेः एषोपरतिरुत्तमा सहनं सर्वदुःखानाम् अप्रतीकारपूर्वकं चिन्ताविलापरहितं सा तितिक्षा निगद्यते शास्त्रस्य गुरुवाक्यस्य सत्यबुद्ध्यावधारणा सा श्रद्धा कथिता सद्भिः यया वस्तूपलभ्यते सर्वदा स्थापनं बुद्धेः शुद्धे ब्रह्मणि सर्वथा तत्समाधानमित्युक्तं न तु चित्तस्य लालनम् अहङ्कारादिदेहान्तान् बन्धान् न ज्ञानकल्पितान् स्वस्वरूपावबोधेन मोक्तुमिच्छा मुमुक्षुता उक्तसाधनसम्पन्नः तत्त्वजिज्ञासुरात्मनः उपसीदेद्गुरुं प्राज्ञः यस्मात् बन्धविमोक्षणम्. Okay. In the last class, we were looking at this 18th shloka, Ukta Sadhana Sampannaha. There, Ukta Sadhana Sampannaha is what is Uktaha, what has been told that this you need to do as the sadhanas, and after completing that. So what were the sadhanas which are told, which we saw from the Vaidika structure? Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga. So after these two, Ukta Sadhana, you go to Jnana Yoga. And that is called Karma Yoga. And the another format for Grihasthas, which we mentioned and stopped, was Pancha Mahayajna. Okay. So in the Veda itself it comes in the Aranyakam. Panchava ete mahayajna satati pratayante satati santishtante deva yajna pitra yajno bhuta yajno manushya yajno brahma yajna iti yadagno juhotyapi samidham taddeva yajna santishtate yat pitrabhyas svadha karotyapyapasastat पितृयज्ञः सन्तिष्ठते यद्भूतेभ्यो बलिगं हरति तद्भूतयज्ञः संतिष्ठते यद्ब्राह्मणेभ्योऽन्नं ददाति तन्मनुष्ययज्ञः संतिष्ठते. Okay, so very clearly what are these Panchamahayajnas and what exactly need to be done is also very clearly mentioned in the Vedas. But let us see what is this Vaidika format of Panchamahayajna, and then we can also see how we can adapt this. Because if it is only theoretical and if you cannot adapt it to the current day, that means if Panchayajna is not possible, that means Karma Yoga is not possible, that means I have got no eligibility to learn Vedanta, and that is not correct. So with time, adaptation is required. So what are the first Pancha Mahayajnas which have been told? First is the Brahma Yajna. Okay. So Deva Yajna, sorry. So Deva Yajna, Pitru Yajna, Manushya Yajna, Brahma Yajna and Bhuta Yajna. What is Deva Yajna? Deva Yajna is giving it's a thanksgiving to the Devatas. Why this thanksgiving is required? Because all the devatas have given us this sharira and the indriya, and all the indriyas are working. Just imagine that if you were partially blind or partially dumb or deaf or something. So Bhagavan has given everything for us, this body, and all the indriyas are working properly. Agnirme vachishhritaha. So when we open our mouth, it is only fire coming out. Correct? That is why in Vedas they have said Agnirme vachishhritaha. Okay. Vayurme prane shritaha. Suryo me chakshushi shritaha. Chandrama me manasi shritaha. Disho me shrotre shritaha. Apo me retasi shritaha. पृथिवी में शरीरे श्रुता ओषधि वनस्पतयो में लोमसुश्रुताः इंद्रो में बले श्रुतः पर्जन्यो में मूर्धनि श्रुतः ईशानो में मन्यो श्रुतः आत्मा आत्मनि श्रुतः. It's called Lagunyasa. How do you see the devatas? In a very short way. The same thing is expanded as Mahanyasa. It is a detailed one, where every devata at every part of the body is, in all the systems, everything are propitiated. So our outlook is, everything is divine, let it be my body, my indriyas, or everything outside. So if it is divine, we propitiate and we thank, we salute it every day. So the first is Deva Yajna. Then comes Pitri Yajna. So when you say Pitri Yajna is to our lineage, not just our parents. The complete lineage is to be considered in this. Because if they were not there, our current forefathers would have not been there and we would not have been there. There are so many reasons where the lineage could have got stopped. Not only Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika, but they themselves decided to continue the lineage. That itself is a big thing. So Adhyatmika, right? They didn't choose dinks. You know what is dinks? Double income, no children. If they have thought about that, we would not be sitting here. Right? So hence that Pitri Yajna is something we are indebted. And the moment we are born, we are indebted. This three rinas come to us. And one of the rina is Pitri Yajna. Pitri Rina, Deva Rina, and Rishi Rina. These three rinas come to us, the debts. We are indebted the moment we are born. It is not by our choice. So we are indebted to the Devatas who have given us everything for this body to work properly. We are indebted to the Pitris for giving us a life and taking care of us. So our immediate parents have taken care of us after giving birth, nurtured us till we became independent and we can take care of ourselves, educated us. There are so many things they have foregone, so many things for our sake. So it becomes our duty to propitiate them. Then comes the third one, which is Rishi Rina, which is called Brahma Yajna. When Rishi Rina comes, because we cannot say that the knowledge what we have is our knowledge. We have acquired it through the teachers. and we are indebted to these teachers. Okay, so we have to do Brahma Yajna every day. Okay, and then the fourth one is Manushya Yajna, or it's also called Vaishwadeva Yajna. Manushya Yajna. So all the human beings who have supported us till this moment and are going to support us to continue with all our day-to-day activities. If the farmer does not give crops, we cannot eat. But the fact is they had a choice not to do it. And because so many people are supporting us, everything is working, and hence Manushya Yajna is something which is very, very important, that we need to keep that in mind. And the last is Bhuta Yajna. Bhuta Yajna is all the Janmas below Manushya. Like it can be animals, it can be birds, it can be trees, it can be anything. For them to do something and give is a Bhuta Yajna. Okay. Now this has to be done every day. Now when we say propitiate, by Roj Namaskar Karo, ye hai kya? There is a format given by our Shastras in the Karmas. So every person is supposed to do something called a Brahma Yajna every day. So that Brahma Yajna has got all the three in it. Deva Yajna, Rishi Yajna, and Manushya Yajna, and Pitra Yajna. That Brahma Yajna goes with that very clearly, that Vrishtirasi Vrishcha me Papma Namrita Satyam Upagam Deva Rishi Pitra Tarpanam Karishye. Deva Rishi Pitra Tarpanam Karishye. In Deva Tarpanam what comes? By chanting that you pour water. Brahmadayah ye devaah tan devagastarpayami sarvan devagastarpayami sarvadeva ganagastarpayami sarvadeva patnistarpayami sarvadeva ganapatnistarpayami. 5 tarpanas, that's all. But the fact that you are at least remembering them and thanking them makes you a human being. If we don't do that, we are not worth being a human being, that we can't even recognize and appreciate something which is done to us. At least a thank you. Okay. Then the next comes Rishi Yajna. Krishna Dvaipayana Dayaha Ye Rishayaha Vedavyasa. Krishna Dvaipayana is his another name. From him all the rishis. Tan Rishigastarpayami Sarvan Rishigastarpayami Sarva Rishi Ganagastarpayami Sarva Rishi Patnistarpayami Sarva Rishi Ganapatnistarpayami. Then Kanda Rishis will come. Prajapatin Kanda Rishintarpayami Somam Kanda Rishintarpayami Agnin Kanda Rishintarpayami Vishwan Devan Kanda Rishinstarpayami Samhikir Devataha Upanishadastarpayami Yajnikir Devataha Upanishadastarpayami Varunir Devataha Upanishadastarpayami. 7 Kanda Rishis are there, and these Kanda Rishis have given the Yajurveda. So we are taking the Yajurveda Rishi's name. Okay. Brahmana Gaswayam, then Rigvedam, Yajurvedam, Samavedam, Atharvana Vedam, Itihasa Puranam, Kalpam. Like that, there are 16 Tarpanas which will come for Rishis. Not only the who gave us, but also the text itself is a Devata for us. Okay. And then after that, we have, after the Kanda Rishi, then comes Pitris. Somah Pitriman Yamo Angiraswan Agni Kavya Vahanadayah Ye Pitaraha Tan Pitrejas Tarpayami. Every person, irrespective of their parents are alive or dead, have to do this Pitru Tarpana every day. Okay. Just a side note, we have always been taught that Pitru Tarpana is only when parents are dead. No. There are three types of Pitru Tarpana. The first Pitru Tarpana is Somah Pitriman Yamo Angiraswan. They are called Divya Pitru Tarpanas. That means it is done for everyone because names are not taken here. My father, my grandfather, my great grandfather, names are not taken. In general, all the forefathers. Vamsha Pitru Tarpana. So it just keeps going on. And hence, everyone is supposed to do it every day. Then, the second type of Pitru is called Nandi Shobhana Devata. They are again Pitrus. The word itself says Shobhana Devata, they will only do good. And these Pitrus are called and invoked and propitiated for specific purpose. That means if there is a marriage in the house, if there is something which you want to do, which is not your regular day-to-day, that time you call them for that and you propitiate them. So they are also Pitrus only, but they are not very specific, our forefathers with names. They are again Divya Pitrus. That is why they are called Nandi Shobhana Devata. So you have got first one is Somah Pitriman, then Nandi Shobhana Devata. The third one is only what we all know as the Adivya Pitru Tarpana, which is very specific to my parents, my grandparents, my great grandparents. At least three Vamshas have to be taken together. Three generations. And there, you are not doing it to them because they are actually seated in a place. They are seated in a place called Vasu Rudra Aditya. So you are doing Tarpana for Vasu Swarupa, Rudra Swarupa, Aditya Swarupa, where you are making them sit. You know, there is a difference between saying that I did Namaskara to the Prime Minister and I did Namaskara to Narendra Modi. Narendra Modi happens to be seated on the Prime Minister's seat. And that is where I first bring my father in Vasu Swarupa, my grandfather in Rudra Swarupa, my great grandfather in Aditya Swarupa. And I am doing Tarpana to the Swarupas and not them specifically. Why? They play the game of, what is that? That chair का game है ना, गेम खेलते हैं ना, सब लोग भागते हैं, एक चेयर कम रखते हैं. हाँ, so our this great grandfather, grandfather and father, they are actually playing the musical chair game because for them seats are given. Now the next question will come, if the next person dies, what is going to happen? That is why I call it musical chair. तो ऊपर वाले को निकाल के इसको आगे लाना पड़ेगा. चेयर की नहीं है, समझ में आ रहा है? Suppose the next person dies, what do? This person, the first person has to go out. Great grandfather has to go out now. And then the next person is brought in. That means everyone are getting change of seats. But I continue to propitiate Vasurudra Aditya only. उसमें बैठा हुआ लोग अलग रहेंगे. समझ में आ रहा है? खुर्ची वही है. Are you able to get this? Is it clear? And this is called Adivya Pitru Tarpanam, where you take names, the Gotra, the names, everything has to be taken there. And that has to be done by people whose parents are not there. For others, no. So, the moment we say Tarpana, first of all, Tarpana is another name for Namaskara. Another name is Swaha, that means propitiating. Tripta, Tarpana, making them happy, that is Tarpana. Tript Dhatu. From Trip Dhatu, Tripti, the word Tripti comes from where? Trip Dhatu only. So Tarpanam also is coming from that only. Okay, right. So now we have seen that Divya Pitru Tarpanam has to be done every day. That is why Pitru Yajna has to be done every day by everyone. Is it clear? So first we talked about Deva Tarpanam, then Pitru Tarpanam. Deva Yajna, Pitru Yajna. Then Rishi Yajna or Brahma Yajna, which I have already told. Oh, so many rishis are there for them. Then comes Manushya Yajna. And for Manushya Yajna, the Shastra talks about giving food. So, in the earlier days, after these 3 yajnas have been done, the person will never eat food. He will wait for an Atithi to come and eat food. You know who is an Atithi? Huh? You know who is an Atithi? Who does not see the Tithi and come. Who does not give you a forewarning. He is an Atithi. So anyone who comes and who can be given the food, you make them sit, give them the food, and then only you eat the food. Okay? But before you eating food, there is also one more, which is Bhuta Yajna, which is there. That means you have to feed animals, pour water to the plants. Correct? And these are ingrained in our Shishtacharas, Kalacharas. They are ingrained. How? You put a rangoli outside the house. The rangoli used to be always with rice powder only. Ants will eat it. Insects will eat it. So automatically Bhuta Yajna happens. You pour water to the plants. स्नान करके आने के बाद तुलसी में पानी डालते हो. Bhuta Yajna happens. There is a pratha of putting some rice to the crow before eating food. Bhuta Yajna. गाय को पहला खिला के फिर खाना खाओ. Bhuta Yajna. So it's a part of our culture that you don't have to do it separately. It's a habit that you just do it. And another thing is, if you see some people eating food, they will remove little rice and keep it in the side and then only start eating. If any insects are there, they will eat that. This part of our tradition and culture, which is ingrained, is not only up to houses, it is also a part of temple cultures. You'll be surprised to hear some of these things are so much inbuilt in the system. Especially when you go to Kerala temples, they have something they normally call by the name called Shiveli. The Shiveli is there 3 times a day. Morning around 7 o'clock it will be there. Sometime before lunch it will be there. And evening around 7 o'clock it will be there. And what is the Shiveli? Now, because it's Kerala, you know, elephants are there. So now this Pandit from inside will get that Murti of Bhagavan, sit on an elephant, and that elephant will go out the temple and come back. Like that 3 times they will do. Every time 3 rounds will be there and 3 times in a day it will be done. And if you have happened to see this, there is something else also they do. What do they do is, there will be another person who is going around that this murti and the elephant will stop there, and he will put some rice there, he will pour some water and all, and then further continue. So just before entering the temple, there is one small Bali Peetam. There he will put it and he will go. Okay, what is this? This particular thing actually is that Shiveli name actually is Shri Bali. The name is Shri Bali, which means what? Earlier, all were not allowed to come inside the temple. So, to give darshan to everyone who cannot come to the temple, God is brought out. And so that no one is, constrained, or no one is stopped from taking the darshan. And during that time, the Shri Bali is something which is done in presence of God. So this person, when he takes some rice and puts, that is called Bhuta Yajna. That is the food for all the insects around. And because we as human beings are so cunning, it has become a rule where in presence of God you have to do it. Otherwise we will not even do that. तो हम कर दिया बोला तो नहीं चलेगा, मेरा सामने करो, प्रथा वो है. So how much it has got directly ingrained. This Panchamahayajnas are a part of our system and we don't even know that they are Panchamahayajnas. We are doing it. हम कुछ ना कुछ तो करते ही है. सूरज दादा को जल चढ़ाओ, तारक मेहता में आज भी आता है. वो जल किधर जाता है? भूमि में जाता है. किसके लिए जाता है? That time you are actually pouring it to the trees. So we many a times do not know that they are a part of the Panchamahayajnas, but the Panchamahayajnas is a part of our own day-to-day culture which is there still in many of the houses. Is it clear? And when we do that, they are not looking at a direct benefit for you in this. Deva Yajna, you don't say, oh God, give me this, that is why I am doing namaskar to you. No. Without any reason, I am doing namaskar for whatever you have given. To the teachers, I am doing namaskar for whatever you have given. To the parents, I am doing namaskar or the lineage for whatever you have given. For the Manushya, I am giving back something. For all the other creatures, I am giving some food or something to you by which you can survive. In this, there is no kamya, there is no desire. Can you understand this? That is why it becomes a karma yoga. And then it is done surely every day. And all of us have to do all of this every day, not one of this. All of this. Now coming to the current context. I don't know the structure. I don't know, we don't do all this. तो हम क्या करें? If you know the principles, cannot you just do the Mahayajnas, Pancha Mahayajnas, the way you know it is beneficial? First thing, Deva Yajna. हम रोज भगवान को नमस्कार करते हैं. वो नमस्कार करने का टाइम थैंक यू नमस्कार करो. उसके बाद वाला जो भी करना है कि मुझे ये भी चाहिए, धान्यम धनम पशुम बहुपुत्र लाभम शतसंवत्सरं दीर्घमायु, सब पूछो, लेकिन एक पहला थैंक यू बोलो. Deva Yajna is taken care. It's an attitude. It is not the action. It is the attitude. Then Pitru Yajna. Parents are there. Take care of them. It's a basic. Today, all these old age homes are a big reason, because this attitude of taking care of parents are not there. Please see how much we have got deviated from our basic things which we have to. If they would have thought the same way, you would not be sitting here. If they would have thought the same, we would not be sitting here. So it becomes our basic responsibility. We should not and we cannot shy away from that. Whatever way, however possible, we have to take care. Don't ask for benefit. You are repaying the benefit what you have got. That is Pitri Yajna. Suppose they are not there, then every day at least do a namaskara and say that thank you. Then during the days of Shraddha or during any of those which are those tithis which will come, you have to do it. Mahalaya Tarpana. All these are possible. Even today, these are available. Right? Another one very important way to repay this debt. Pitrabhyaha, how do you repay this debt is, you know how? By not discontinuing the generation. With the next generation, by contributing to the next generation, you are repaying one of this debt. Please understand this. Where you have an ability to propagate it further, you should continue to do it. Not considering our own inconveniences at many times. Okay. So, these are all practically possible today. Then comes the third one is Rishi Yajna or Brahma Yajna. In this Brahma Yajna, you may not know any of the rishis, but simple Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. Does this end there? Answer is no. Don't go by only this field. In whichever field you have learnt, arts, commerce, science, engineering, mathematics, medical, whichever field, whatever you have learnt, there have been teachers who have taught you. There have been Einsteins and all the stalwarts who have given what they have given, due to which you have learnt all this. So it becomes our basic responsibility to propagate and hand it over to someone else what we know. We cannot break this chain. We cannot, don't say मुझे कुछ आता नहीं है. अगर मुझे कुछ आता नहीं है बोलने आता है तो आपको कुछ तो आता है. आपको जो भी आए नेक्स्ट पर्सन को सिखाओ. Whatever knowledge you have, whatever knowledge is benefiting you, whatever knowledge can benefit the society, pass on that knowledge to someone else. Very, very important. We need to remove some time for it. That joy of giving, you need to experience it when you teach someone, and because that is one thing where you don't expect anything in return. The only expectation is that person should know everything, how much I know, and should be better than me to contribute more to the society. That is the only expectation. So that is an important aspect in any field, and if something we are doing it, we are continuing that parampara. So daily, a little try to teach, if not daily, weekly, monthly. Yeah. Yes, Bhushan.
Is that teaching voluntary or
100% voluntary. 100% voluntary.
Sorry, when I say that, meaning only if somebody asks for help or we seek somebody who we can help?
See, I'll tell you one thing. Many a times people don't ask for help, but ऐसा है, हाथ में 10 ग्लास पानी लेके ट्रे में खड़े हो जाओ, कोई ना कोई आके पीता है। अगर कोई आपको आके पूछे कि मुझे पानी दो, तब मैं जाके ग्लास निकालूं, तो कोई आके पूछने वाला नहीं है। राइट? समवेयर वी हैव टू स्टार्ट, बिकॉज please understand who is the beneficiary here. The question comes, who is the beneficiary? The moment you see I am the beneficiary by giving it, then you will go always out. The moment you see that the person seeking it is the beneficiary, then you will always have reservation to go out. So we are doing karma yoga for our own benefit. एक दिन वही बोलते हैं ना, लाइक स्वामी जी सेज, कॉल अ पर्सन, उसको गरम गरम कॉफी दो, चाय दो, दैट एटलीस्ट 5-10 मिनट जाएगा वो पीने को। वो 5-10 मिनट में कुछ तत्वबोधक का 2 लाइन कुछ ना कुछ बोल के कुछ उसको, देखो ऐसे ही मैं आप लोग को फंसाया हूं, जो अभी बैठे हैं आप, यस और नो, थिंक अबाउट योर फर्स्ट डे। क्या मालूम क्या है, देखेंगे, कंटिन्यू करना है तो करेंगे, नहीं तो छोड़ो यार, लेट अस सी। एवरीवन हैव डन दैट वे ओनली, बट समवेयर समवन हैज टू स्टार्ट, एंड देन यू हुक समवन। द मोमेंट यू हुक, देन यू डोंट नो व्हाट पोटेंशियल्स यू हैव। स्टार्ट, डोंट शाई, नो, लेट मी गेट इट, लेट मी बी perfect, then only I will teach. Perfection never comes. Perfection comes only by giving. Okay, so think about it. Maybe in any field, I'm not saying this, any field, you can teach a small child how to draw, some stories, kuch na kuch. You can give some morals, something. There are so many ways to contribute back. So many ways. If you think, you'll be very innovative. And the best is, you don't need any resources or money or anything. You have everything with you. What you need is only a will to hand over. And normally ये चीज क्यों नहीं करते हम, is because I start feeling insecure. मेरे से ज्यादा उसको आ गया तो फिर क्या है मेरा, कुछ नहीं. Please understand, when it comes to knowledge, न चोरहार्यम न च राजहार्यम न भ्रातृभाज्यम न च भारकार्यम, व्यये कृते वर्धत एव नित्यम, विद्याधनम सर्वधनात् प्रदानम. न चोरहार्यम, चोर तुमसे छीन के लेके नहीं जा सकते. न च राजहार्यम, राजा या जो भी लॉ है, लॉ कैन नॉट टेक इट अवे फ्रॉम यू. करेक्ट? न भ्रातृभाज्यम, यू कैन नॉट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट इट अमंग द किथ एंड किन. मैं और मेरा भाई जो है ये घर को आधा आधा बांट लिया, वैसा माई नॉलेज आई कैन नॉट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट इट विथ समवन एल्स एंड ये आधा तुम्हारा ये आधा मेरा. नो. न च भारकारी, जितना भी अंदर जाए उसका वजन आपको कभी मालूम नहीं पड़ेगा. ये एक चीज है, व्यये कृते वर्धत एव नित्यम, जितना आप दोगे उतना बढ़ते जाएगा. जितना आप दोगे उतना बढ़ते जाएगा. ऐसा धन क्या है? विद्याधनम सर्वधनात् प्रदानम. तो कहां शुरू करो, तब जाके उसका अलग मजा है, उसका चस्का अलग है. ट्राई इट आउट. इन दैट द बेनिफिट इज व्हाट? आई एम नॉट थिंकिंग अबाउट मी एट ऑल. How best I can just give. Whether the person is accepting it, receiving it, not receiving it, doesn't matter, but I am giving. You'll say it is a waste. अरे ठीक है, करके तो देखो. 4 बार वेस्ट हुआ तो then you will find out innovative ways how it will not go waste. Correct? But you have to start somewhere. The problem is, if you don't start, nothing will continue. Okay? So, Rishi Yajna is giving your knowledge to someone else. Apart from propitiating, thanks तो एक है, लेकिन thanks बोल के अपने साथ चला गया तो it is of no use. उसको आगे बढ़ाना है. Then Manushya Yajna. There are so many ways today available. With your time, with your efforts, with your resources, with your money, you can support so many social causes which are today available. And the last is Bhuta Yajna. Surely there are situations where you can support all trees, animals, somewhere or the other. Okay, you see the contentment what you get by doing this is far higher than when you put an effort and you get a result out of that effort which you would desire. Then every time you will feel that, hey, if I would have done better, I should have got still better than this. But here wo aayega hi nahi, because the action and the intent of doing it, the attitude of doing it itself gives you a contentment that you are not bothered about the result. You are not bothered about the result. The result will come because you are giving your full, and that is purely becomes a karma yoga. So Panchamaha are a beautiful way of karma yoga, very valid today. And when you start doing this, you will see a big difference in terms of our attitudinal change. Humility starts automatically. We become more and more humble. Our very tough ego starts getting a little थोड़ा पिघलते जाने का शुरू होता है. We start respecting people. We start empathizing people. We see so many problems of theirs that our problem is nothing. Right? So, Panchamahayajnas is a very time tested requirement, necessity, must to be done in your own ways, without constraining your pocket, your time, without constraining that. You can still do every day. What you do is your call. That freedom you have. But the attitude needs to be, I am not going to expect anything in return by doing this. It is my submission and service to whoever the recipient is. Is it clear? And that is essential if you want that eligibility to go ahead, because Karma Yoga is only going to give you eligibility. Right? Otherwise, we are just doing karma and not Karma Yoga. Is it clear? Okay. So, whatever you are doing, if you change the attitude, karma becomes Karma Yoga. If you focus on certain recipients, that becomes Panchamahayajna. So you don't have to do anything different. You don't have to add something and increase something. No. What you are doing, you do it differently. Check whether the recipient is there and check whether your attitude is correct. And do it. Your existing karma becomes Panchamahayajna. Think about it. Yeah? And it is not tough. It's a matter of doing it only for a month where it becomes a habit now. Make sense? Right. Then, from here, once we know this particular Ukta Sadhana Sampannaha, coming back to the 18th shloka, Ukta Sadhana Sampannaha, which is Karma Upasana Yogaha Sadhana Sampannaha Tattva Jitnyasuratmanaha. Jitnyasu. This word Jitnyasu is, who is a Jitnyasu? Who is a Jitnyasu? One who has got a urge for this knowledge. His Atmajnana urge is a Jitnyasu, yearning for the knowledge. So Atmanaha Jitnyasu, one who wants to know this tattva. That means mumukshutva. Ukta sadhana sampannaha is talking of Shamadhi Shatka Sampattihi. And Ukta sadhana, the Tattva Jitnyasuratmanaha is talking about mumukshutvam. Are you able to get this? Are you able to connect these two? Ukta sadhana sampanna, shama, dama, uparama, titiksha, shraddha, samadhanam. All this will come in Panchamahayajna. When you do it, all these will start coming. Once these start coming, then mumukshutva, tattva jitnyasuhu is mumukshutva. That means now my eligibility is complete. At least to a great extent, I have a good measure of all these things. Okay, to that person, upasidet gurum prajnaha. Gurum upasida. What is upasida means? To sit close to the Guru. Not simply sitting here, which means going to a Guru. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Going to the Guru, asking your questions in the right way, trying to get that resolved, putting some efforts to go through the Shastras and to go through the knowledge which the Guru is now directing you. Okay, that is called upasede, Kurum Prajnaha, that wise Guru, not anyone who has already been through the same path like you, and then he is now already become a Tattvavit. He is not a Tattva Jitnyasu, he is a Tattvavit now. He knows that knowledge for sure, and now he can contribute back to the society by giving it. Please see that again the Panchamahayajnas he is continuing. If he is deciding not to teach you, gone with the wind, with him it has gone. You don't get it. But he is, the next shloka will tell, Ahetuka Daya Sindhu. We'll see that when it comes. So, by getting this knowledge, what is the benefit? Yasmat bandha vimokshanam. My bandha, my knot, whatever is tying me up, that is completely getting opened out. That means samsara nashaha, mokshaha. That knowledge which is going to liberate me from the samsara knot, bandhana, and give me moksha. Is it clear? Okay. The next shloka is Shrot. Who should be this Guru? Shrotriyo vrajino akama heto yo brahmavittamaha brahmanyuparata shantaha nirindhana ivanalaha ahetuka daya sindhu bandhura namatam satam. Very beautiful. A lot of qualities of the Guru has been very clearly given. How that Guru should be. That is why if you are really yearning for the right knowledge, you should do a good amount of homework about the Guru also. It is not simply that whomever I get, I just make them the Guru. No. Right? You need to have some idea of how that Guru should be there, because only if you have some idea of these qualities, because then you will start developing these qualities and you will look at a person who has got maximum of these qualities. And then that is why in all the ashramas, they will never accept you as a disciple. They will say, you stay here. You do what you want. Don't come into the way of any other sannyasis, what they are doing. You try to help whatever possible in the ashrama, and they will leave you for a year or so. With that, you will be gauged on your ability and eligibility. How much are you serving the ashrama? What is your mindset? Are you really ready to submit And if you are ready to submit, then only you will be taken in as a disciple. Day one, the moment you go there, okay, please come, from today you are the disciple. No, never it will happen. In the right ashramas, they will say, okay, yes, you want to come? I am happy, no problem. You come and stay here. Whenever you want, you go. You come after 1 month again back, no problem. Wherever it is available, stay. Do some work in the ashrama. Like that, they will keep checking and judging. And only when the Guru is convinced that now Paripakvata has come, eligibility has come, then Sannyasa Diksha will be given. Okay, so very clearly, Shrotriyaha Vrajinaha. Okay, these are all very technical terms. Akama hetoho yaha brahmavittamaha brahmani uparataha shantaha nirindhana iva analaha ahetukaha dayasinduhu bandhuhu anamatam satam. It's a detailed one. It starts with the word called Shrotriyaha. Shrotriyam Brahmanishta, it comes in Mundaka Upanishad. Samitpanim Shrotriyam Brahmanishta. Shrotriya means what? Who is a Shrotriya? Shrotriya is a person who has technically, because you have to now also remember that this was the time when Adi Shankaracharya was there, and hence most of the people were Shrotriyas, who has learned the Shastras properly under the schooling of Patashala, going there under an Acharya, learning it properly, the whole, at least your own Swashakha of the Vedas. If you are in Yajurveda, you can either do Taitriya Shaka, Bodhayana Shaka, Apasam, the Sutra, the same Sutra, or Krishna Yajurveda, Shukla Yajurveda, whichever Shaka you are there, you have to learn that. And that itself will take 10 to 12 years. So you should have got your basic knowledge of the Vedas and the Shastras by which you become Shrotriya. When you say that, that includes knowing everything, memorizing it. No books, no book business, no booking yourself. Everything to your memory. That means chalta firta library you up. जहाँ से भी शुरू किया वहाँ से you know where to. Because that is a need. If you go to Upasana, that mantra should come. Not only that, Shrotriya will mean Veda plus Veda Angas, Shadanga, Shadango Vedaha. If you remember Bhagavad Gita Dhyana Shloka, Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyai Stavaihi Vedai Sanga Angena Saha Vedaha. That means Veda and Vedanga. Upanishadahi. Okay. So, knowing all the Veda Angas only, that Veda becomes clear. Without knowing the Angas, the Veda is just a superficial one. And then the meaning of the Vedas. Then you become a Shrotriya. So you know the text, you know the meaning of the text, you know the application of the text, you know how to use it for your benefit and others' benefit. And that is where you become Shrotriya. That's a basic qualification. Like we say that you become a graduate. Is Shrotriya. Okay. Then after Shrotriya, Avrajina Akama Heto. This part we will see it in the next class. Next Saturday, I may take the class, I may not, because I am going to be returning from a place. If flight gets delayed, 99% class may not be there because flights can get delayed. It's an evening flight. So, but if I come, I will put a message. I'll put a message. 99% class may not be there, but if I come on time, class we can continue. Okay. Oh, and again, there is a class up to 8 o'clock in the Zoom, and another class starting at 8:30 in the Zoom. That is why till December end, or maybe even later on also, we can continue in the Meet itself, because that is simple. We can just continue in the Meet. Let us continue with the same link. Every time we will go with the same link and continue that, so that the Zoom is free for the other classes. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. This is Brahma Yajna, giving the Zoom for another class. Brahma Yajna. Many beneficiaries there. Correct? Because we have an alternate. What is the problem? Let everything go on. Okay? Chalo, Hari Om.
Hari Om, sir.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Namaskar.
Namaskar. Yeah.